It's been raining a lot, so I haven't been able to ride. So I thought it'd be fun to make a video about how I take care of my bike, some of the things I like to do, because I think my bikes always look pretty good. And one thing I'll do is when I wash it, I'll use a garden hose, never a pressure washer, because the pressure washer will blast the grease out of your steering head bearings and your wheel bearings and swing arm bearings. It takes a while for it to happen. The bike will look really good when you wash them that way, but eventually you'll be replacing bearings, especially the steering head bearings. They seem to be the most vulnerable. No matter how careful you are, it just seems to happen. So that's one thing I do, and I'll use this bucket here with that sponge, and I like to use this car wash instead of laundry detergent, or dish soap or something like that. I used to use dish soap, not laundry detergent, dish soap. It's too strong. This leaves a little bit shiny, there's a little protection, has wax in it. It's great stuff, cheap. The other thing I like to do is once in a while I'll clean my disc rotors off with isopropyl alcohol. It's also great for installing new hand grips. And you soak the hand grip, the inside of it, with that stuff and slip it on there. And once it dries, it's on there. And then, of course, I like my Armor All, and I'll spray some on a rag, and then I'll wipe it on things like this black part here. Make it look nice and black. Plastic parts. And I have this chain cleaner and chain wax. These products I really like a lot for the chain. That's the best chain lube I've ever come across. I worked at a motorcycle shop and I tried every kind we had in the shop, and this was the best one. Everybody used it. It's not messy. It doesn't fling off. It even has a nice scent, you know. It's like really good stuff. I like the way it's so easy to apply, and it's not messy as some of them are. Another thing I like to do is I'll use a toothbrush when I'm washing it to get into the tight spots and avoid busting my knuckles. And you can get into the tight spots and get really clean. See, these are all things that most people have around the house. You could buy fancier things. And WD-40 is great for like cleaning the exhaust header off and removing old stickers. I made a video about that. If you have an old sticker on your bike you want off, you hose it down with WD-40. Leave it overnight, and the sticker will just bubble up or wrinkle up, and it'll come off. And this stuff, I don't always use it, but this Silcoline Pro Prep, I got that from the bike shop. It's great for the plastic, the red parts. Makes them really shiny. And sometimes on bikes, I haven't had to do it on this bike, but I use this Cable Life. And I have this device that goes onto the end of the cable, so you can spray that through the cable, like your clutch cable, if it got hard, which it hasn't on this bike. See, one thing I like to do is when I ride, I don't like to ride in deep water and mud. I've only had to tighten this chain only once or twice since I've had this bike, over 5,000 miles, because I stay out of mud. I keep it clean and lubed. And this chain is amazing. Since it doesn't have a master link, it doesn't have a tight spot. Usually a chain will have a tight spot when you spin it around. This one's really uniform in tightness. And it's really been holding up just amazingly well. I'm just amazed with that. Those are just some of the things I like to do. I have this brush I use in conjunction with that cleaner stuff here. This brush, it's great cleaning the chain off. This stuff's expensive though, and you run through it really fast. Another good reason to stay out of deep mud holes. I like to stay out of deep mud holes because I don't really enjoy them anyway. I never enjoyed riding through creeks and deep water crossings and mud holes. I'm more of a fair weather rider. I like to ride in nice, perfectly moist dirt that's like potting soil. That's the ideal, if you can find it. Or gravel, sand. I'll ride in anything, but I will avoid the big, huge mud holes. If I'm riding down a trail and I come up on a huge mud hole, I'll just turn around and go the other way. I just, there's no reason to sink it up to the axles in the mud, get your chain in it and all that. That's just my opinion. It'll take it. It's made for it. Thing is, see, if you don't do that, things like the chain and sprockets and brakes and everything, they'll last like forever. I mean, not for a long time. You'll never be replacing that stuff. Just amazing. Well, the brake pads I might end up replacing after a while, but the stuff just lasts so much longer if you ride, on the nice days. That's what I like to do. But I rode a lot. I've had this bike. I've only ridden it 2 seasons, and I put over 2,000 miles each season. So I do ride it a lot. And I ride it hard. You can see in my videos, I ride it hard. I'm not babying it. I'm not riding around on the street all the time or anything like that. I like to jump and wheelie and power slide and all those things. I'm a former motocrosser. I like that kind of riding. I love it. I just love it. I have this thing that I'll stick in the exhaust pipe before I wash it. Right in there. That. It's made to fit a lot of different bikes. Then you don't get water down on the exhaust pipe and ruin it. I love a quiet bike, and I don't want to ruin the pipe by rusting out the inside of it. I like to pull the ignition key out too when I wash it, if I can remember to do it. Because when you do, that little door shuts so water can't get in so easy. I don't know if that really makes any difference or not. I heard somebody else say it and I liked it. So I try to remember to do it. Thanks for watching and have a great day.